Good afternoon. How are you?
Oh,
Hello, hello. How are you?
how are you, my dear?
Well. How was your week?
Busy.
It's been busy over here as well.
I know it. I know it.
How are things going? How are you getting ready for the school year?
Well, I've been trying to get all the paperwork in to Miss Simpson. There was only one thing that I had a question about, and that was the Vickoff paperwork, the intern.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was trying to find out how that was supposed to have been filled out because it's asking for employers and all that kind of stuff, and Jamar's not even working yet, so I don't know exactly what she wants me to put down there for that.
Yeah. Have you received any information as to how they're gonna, get them to work since, we're all starting from a distance?
I think they're just going to do visual first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Virtual.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Hi, Jamar.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. And yourself?
I am well. Can you turn on your camera so I can see you and I can say hello?
Yeah, turn the camera on. You know how to do it? Is that it? Oh, there it is.
I
So
see
you
you.
basically press on the bottom of the.
You see him?
There you are. How you doing? How's your summer?
Good.
What you been up to? What you been doing?
Basically in the basement watching TV.
That's what you been doing all summer? I understand. We can't go anywhere, right? It's pretty boring sitting in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ready to come back to school now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Good. Good. You got your device ready? You got your laptop ready? You ready?
Yeah.
As ready as you're gonna be, huh?
Yeah.
You talk all that trash, now she talking like you can't talk. Boy, talk. Speak up.
Oh, it's great to see all of you, all three of you. I'm just gonna wait a few more minutes for more parents, hopefully, to join us. But it is great to see you.
Great to see you too.
I'm gonna let Dr. Brown know that I saw you. Okay.
Okay.
I am Dr. Brown.
Oh,
Lord.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great.
Awesome. Awesome. I see you all nice and safe over there. That's the right thing to do.
Yes, you gotta be. That's all we can do right now.
Yeah.
Be safe.
Stay in the house and
That's
be safe. That's it. That's
yes,
it.
ma'am.
This
That's it.
coronavirus takes no prisoners.
Right.
It
Exactly.
does not discriminate.
There we go.
So
Found it.
definitely got to stay safe.
Yes.
So, Ms. Bailey, we're just going to wait a few more minutes, hopefully more.
Sure. That's fine.
So if you grab some water like yourself and get yourself comfortable, you have a few minutes to do that.
All right.
Let me cue up the video that I'm going to be showing today.
When it was raining, you had it under your coat. You walked upstairs, so you know where you put it.
It's got to be in a room. It might have fell. Did you have it in the window? It might have fell down behind the bed. Mm-hmm. That is correct.
Yeah, I know she did that money. I told you about Katie's son. That's why I said she had a problem.
Who, Bella?
Yeah, you come out.
No, that's what the lady said. I just wrote it down the way she said it.
I know she didn't go on the beach.
So it's the 18th?
Whatever that is. Yeah, Monday.
But she told me the 17th.
What's today's day? Huh?
Huh?
The 14th.
Monday is the 17th.
Okay, well, that's when she's supposed to go. I had it right.
Why you kept saying Sunday?
No, you said that.
Good morning, Miss Nosa. How are
Good
you?
morning. Hi, how are you? Good afternoon.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
She's Jamar's mom, and this is Kander's mother.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining me. I'm just going to wait a couple more minutes, see if other people join.
Yeah.
Today, we're going to talk about setting up a learning space for your child. I have a quick video to show you, and then, of course, I'm glad to answer any questions. Hi, Iskander.
Say
Oh, good to see you, Iskander. Oh, I miss you so much. I miss it so much. So today we're going to learn about setting up
They're not trying to get it done too early before his birthday.
a
So
learning space for the students. And of course, I'm glad to answer any questions that you may have with regards to the start of school. So let me go ahead and cue that up, and want to make effective use of your time. Give me 1 second. So this video was put together by our behavior team. It's about 3 minutes long, so I'm going to go ahead and play it now.
Welcome to part 2 of our RTEC parent training series. Today we will discuss setting up a learning space at home.
Creating a learning environment. One important factor to remember is the age of the child, a younger child and a high school student. Your child and the things that they are interested in. And what works for a younger child may not work for a high school student. For the younger students, library books and structured areas for play may be great. Toys encourage learning. A quiet corner with a chair may help. Interests. It is important to follow your child's interests. This will assist the child to learn more effectively. How to create a learning environment at home. Dedicate a special space for learning. This shows your child that you value their learning. This can be a separate room. Find a zone that is distract-free. Minimize clutter, removing distractions from the area. The learning environment keeps it accessible as possible. Have your child feel comfortable with books, supplies, and have his or her device fully charged and ready to go. The space should be functional and personalized. Set daily routines and schedules. This will help them to remain focused. Your child's interaction when they crave food, watch out for those things when tempers flare up. This will help them with the mentally fatigue. Here's an example of a work schedule. So you can create this work schedule and have the work that's scheduled and then work done and a reward if needed. Movement, sensory needs. Students with special needs may need additional sensory modifications and support. You can use these techniques at home with a container full of rice or beans or Play-Doh. You can also use shaving cream and have them write their names or draw a picture. A hug and deep breathing can be used for sensory breaks as well. Here's an example of a sensory activity. Here's a short video.
Greetings, parents. My name is Lisa Harley. I'm a behavior tech at River Terrace Education Campus, sending you a short, brief video for a dedicated space for learning. This shows your child that you value their learning. This can be a separate room. Find a zone that is distraction-free. Minimize clutter, removing distractions from the area. Feel comfortable with book supplies and his or her devices. Make sure that all devices are fully charged and ready to go. As you can see in this small space, I have the laptops available, fully charged, along with the books, and also a activity for sensory. I have some rice and dried beans, as I stated earlier in a PowerPoint presentation. I also have some coloring materials for activities as well. So all you need is a small area in your home to find a space for your child's distant learning. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call at River Terrace. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
All right. So I just want to really.
In this video, I'm going to show you must-have Google Slides add-ons for teachers.
Sorry about that. So today we are talking about setting up a learning space for your child. That is going to be very, very important. As you know, we're not coming back to school, so making sure that you have a room or a corner or a table or a space where your child can sit every day, every time that learning is going to happen. And just like they go to school and they have their designated desk at school, it's important for them to have their designated space at home. Next week, in the week of August 24th, we are going to ask you to come to the school to pick up your child's learning kit. Some of the things that you saw on the videos, like manipulatives, like Play-Doh, scissors, glue, counters, all of that is going to be provided for you so you can have it available in your child's learning space. The key thing is to make sure that you also include in your child's learning space some of the favorite things that they like to do, so that when they take short breaks throughout the day, they can engage themselves in their learning space without having to move away too far. We find that it's most difficult to re-engage the students in the learning if they have the opportunity to go to the kitchen or go to their bedroom or go somewhere else in the house that can take away their focus from the learning. I want to remind everyone that learning is going to begin promptly at 9 a.m. So please start getting your children, into bed, into the routine of going to bed early on and getting up around 8:30 so that they can be ready for learning by 9 a.m. And then the day will have live sessions with the teachers or the aides or the related service providers. It's also going to have some independent time for the students. And the day is going to end around 3 o'clock. So again, it's important for the students to have what they like in that learning space, so when they take a break, they can stay in that general area, and when it's time for them to come back onto the learning, it's all ready and accessible for them there. So I will pause right now and I will unmute everyone, and if you would be so kind to, pose your questions and let's see what we can learn from each other. First of all, I want to welcome back Abdullah's sister. You told me your name last time, Paris, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Welcome back. Hi, Abdullah. How are you? And welcome back, Miss Monroe. Great to see you. Parker, Mr. Parker, thank you for joining us. So I'll pause now and address any questions that you may have. So have you already decided what the learning space is going to be for your child?
Yes.
Okay. So, and everyone, I believe everyone said that you already have a device set up for your child to learn with?
Excuse me, I have a question. Abdullah needs a device for the learning. I believe the school is going to provide a laptop or computer.
Yes, they are being delivered to the school this week. I'm trying to set up the schedule so that when you come to the school, you can pick up the device and also the learning kit, which is going to be a bin with manipulatives and the things that are going to help each and every one of our students learn best from a distance. So
Okay.
You will be receiving a remind message with your scheduled time once we have everything ready. More than likely, it's going to happen towards the end of next week, around the Thursday, Friday, and then the following week, the week of the 24th. Because things, with everybody using Postal service and shipping, things are a little delayed right now, so, but we will get them to you. So thank you for saying that, Ms. Paris. I have you down for needing technology.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else need technology that's on this call? Another thing that I would like to discuss with you, and I believe it was you, Ms. Monroe, that brought this up the last time. I know that some of our students really benefit from using assistive technology, either switches or other things. So I'll be in touch with those of you whose children use assistive technology so that we can come up to an agreement. I mean, I don't mind sending the technology home, but you know, when we return to school, I would need the technology to come back so that your child can continue to benefit from it. So you'll find that, and I'll call you individually, but you'll find that when you pick up your learning kit, you may have an adaptive switch or additional items that the child is usually using in the school building.
Right.
Access learning. So that will be in the kit as well.
Dr. Cepeda, this is Ms. Monroe. Well, I know when school did that out for the 3 months when everything took place, I was always in contact with the therapist that Fatima, Miss Melissa, Miss Goodson, and oh gosh, how could I forget her other name? But Fatima, huh?
Dr. Sofo?
No, gosh, I can't think of it offhand, but I was the OT and the PT and speech, Mr. John. I was in touch with all them during that time. And I was just explaining to them, the good thing is Fatima have a lot of these equipments at home, which is a switch device and stuff like that. So it was a little better for her because she wasn't able in the school setting to have that stuff at that time. But she do have some stuff at home. But again, I wanted to know what device that they was working with her on. If that would be a little bit better, I wouldn't have a problem coming to the school and get that. And then I could just return it, you know, when she done with everything. If it's something different that they want her to work with on.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up, Ms. Monroe. You know, unfortunately, a lot of our teachers and therapists don't work during the summer, so I kind of have to wait until the 24th to have those conversations with them.
Right.
But I have spoken to Dr. Sofo and I have spoken to Ms. Goodson.
Okay.
Both of them would like to send the devices home.
Okay.
So we're going to have to wait until they come back so we can really determine what devices we need to send home.
Right.
For the child, I am not the specialist, so I don't want to choose a device that is not the right one for your child. So give me a little bit of time. Once they come back on the 24th, we can start having those meetings with them and determine what needs to go home to the child.
Okay, and that's a good idea. I mean, I'm open to whatever they want her to work with. I'm open, because she do have some things at home too, but I'm open whatever they want her to use, just so she could just get the feeling of stuff, because they've been out of school for a while. So
right.
I definitely just want her to stay on track.
Absolutely. And when I spoke to Dr. Sofo, who's the physical therapist, you know, one of the concerns that she had was that the devices that they use at the school, like she uses the standers and the walkers and so on, the children may not have access to at home. So one thing that we're considering is, does the parent have enough space in the house to use those devices? Because if that's not the case, that one of the things that I'm meeting with district leaders about is, as I mentioned last week, is allocating either 1 hour or 2 hours a week where the parents can come to the building so that the children can get the therapist with them, because that's extremely important. I mean, I don't anticipate that any household has as much space as we have in the school for the walkers and for the standards and so on and so forth. So
I mean, the good thing for me is fortunate Fatima have them equipments at home. She have like a standard, and she have the gait trainer that they was working with her at school on. So, yeah, but you know, it'll be good for the ones that don't have it, you know.
Yes, absolutely. So the staff comes back on the 24th.
Okay.
We do have a meeting scheduled for the 28th. So I will ask them, is that the right date? Let me not give us the wrong date. Yes, on the 28th, we have another parent forum. So I will invite the Related Service staff to please join us so that you can speak directly to them and they can answer some of your questions. But again, I would like to reiterate, today's topic is to get allocate a learning space for your child that is consistent. Like, I don't know if you notice, every time I sit and talk to you, that's my mom in the background, that's her painting. So this is my little learning space. This is where I sit every day, all day, been sitting here since March 17th. I'm ready to go back to the building, but can't just yet. So just having that designated space, my laptops are here, my phones are here, the chargers are here, and it's all set so that when your child gets up, goes to that space, they know that it's school time. This is mine. And then just make sure you have maybe a small area where you can keep the learning bin that is going home. The teachers are the ones selecting the items that go in the bin, so they are going to be using them with the students. So it'd be great if they're readily accessible for them close by. So I will pause again and answer any questions that you may have. I really appreciate you getting on in the middle of the day with me. If later in the day is more accessible to you, I'm flexible. I can always change the time, or I can add an additional time to meet with you if later on is better. So just please let me know. I just want to make sure that we stay connected and that we restart the school year to the best of our ability. I know it's a new, I'm refuse to call it a new normal. It's an abnormal for all of us, right? I have to reopen the school this way, but we're adapting and we're adjusting. And I just want to stay connected and do the best that I can to meet your needs and to meet the needs of your children so that we can all be successful. So I'll stop talking now and pause to see if you have any questions.
Yes, Mr. Peter, this is Miss Bailey. Yes, I have one question. With Jamar, is he supposed to come back to River Terrace when the school opens, or does he go straight to Project Search?
I believe he goes straight through to Project Search, but I will have Dr. Brown reach out to you. In reality, nobody's going anywhere. We're all going to do it from home, but I don't think that he's going to be engaged. I'm pretty sure he's not going to be engaging with us directly at River Terrace. He's going to be doing it with the staff at Project Search. But I will make sure that Dr. Brown maybe has an orientation before Project Search gets started, just so that the parents know, okay, from now on, I'm going to put my child on this platform. This is where he goes to meet with his team, so on and so forth. So I'm making a note to ask Dr. Brown to have an orientation for the Project Search parents.
Okay.
That's a great question. Thank you, Ms. Bailey.
You're welcome.
Other questions? No questions?
Oh, I have a question. I'm sorry. Miss Cepeda, it's Noza, Iskandar's mother. Is ABA session available? Is ABA session available at school? So I mean during online schooling like that.
ABS sessions, like ABA therapy?
Yes, like ABA therapy.
Not through the school district, but like services that he was.
Yes.
This is ABA.
Like kind of behavioral specialist, because I guess we will need something maybe behavioral specialist during the school time.
Yes. So you remember Ms. Akani?
Yes.
Behavior specialist. She is still part of the team, and we have two configured techs. So they will be going in and out of the classrooms. Akani is also putting together some behavior strategies to get the students ready for school, like getting them to bed on time, maybe reducing the TV time, so on and so forth. So the newsletter is going to come out Next Friday, when we meet next Friday, I will share the newsletter with you, all those strategies. But yes, she will be available. And if you,
but there will be not the separate session. So she will be engaged with the main classes, right? With the main lessons.
I mean, I can work her schedule. So if you want to
yes,
collaborate with her one-on-one, that's fine.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
And do you have flexibility to start that now, because she is working
Yes.
during the summer?
Yes. Yes, because Iskandar has some behavioral issues during that time.
Okay. So I will contact her and make sure that she schedules some time with you.
Thank you so much.
How are you, Mr. Haneku? Good to see you again.
Can you hear me?
I can now. How are you?
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Happy Friday. How's Amarachi doing?
She's doing okay. I'm just struggling with the, as you said, the abnormal.
Yes.
Yeah, trying to find some kind of normal. It's taking a while, but I know when school gets back in session and she knows that, yes, this is now school, it will be different, because during the spring, when they were doing the distance learning, once that kicked in, after a while, she got used to, okay, we have class and all that. So
yes,
hoping for that to be the case now.
Right. And yeah, you know, it's very difficult for our students, and I'm sure it is for you as well, to not have the support that we offer in the school, right? And the children miss their friends and their teachers and so on. But we're going to make it the best that we can. I've been working with the teachers and the staff in the background to make sure that, you know, we have as many resources and as many of the things that are familiar to the students going home, so that they have as close to a learning experience that they will have in school at the home. And it's going to be great to see all the kids again. I think the biggest thing that we can do right now to prepare the children to come back to school is to start putting them on a schedule or a routine, you know, getting them to go to bed at a regular time. As I mentioned before, learning starts at 9 a.m. The district is taking attendance, you know, so it's not like in the spring where you had the choice to opt out if it was not quite possible. So yeah, start getting the children on a schedule that gets them up by 8, gets them ready to log on by 9, so that we can start turning towards the way that things are going to be during at least from August 31st to November the 6th. I put our website on the chat. You know, continue to go to the website. I'm sending as much information to the website as possible, so you always have resources. I'm also having the staff post videos so you get familiar with them. I know that usually you will come to the back to school day and you will get to meet all the staff at once, but again, the abnormal, we're going to have to kind of do a piecemeal with videos and so on and so forth. But any questions you have, any needs that you have, please let me know. I'll do my best to find the resources that will be available for us. And one thing that you can do to help me, if you have the opportunity, is to, you know, either contact the chancellor or the mayor. Really, the mayor is the one that determines whether or not we can come back into the school building. I would be happy if she approved maybe 2 hours a week or 3 hours a week for the kids to come into the school to get their instruction and to get their therapies, right? That's something that she has to approve. My supervisor can't approve it. The chancellor can't approve it because it's a citywide decision. So if you have an ANC that can help you in your district or in your ward to communicate that need to Bowser, maybe that's one thing that can help us accelerate getting the students back into the building. So that's one thing maybe you can do to help me.
Was the feedback from the survey shared with the mayor? Remember there was a survey, right?
There was a survey, and yes, it was shared in that the averages of how many parents wanted to, come back to the school, on how many parents wanted to start from home, and how many parents wanted the hybrid solution. That was what was shared with her. And I do appreciate that she not only has to keep the students safe, but she also has to keep the teachers safe.
Yeah.
Cafeteria people, bus drivers, there's a lot on her shoulders, right? But for me, what I would like her to do is prioritize the needs of our students, because we know how difficult it is for them to really benefit from the learning from a distance. So what I'm proposing is once a week for a student to come to school for 3 hours, where they can get 1 hour of instruction or 1.5 hour of direct instruction with the teacher. And then their therapies, if it's speech and language or OT or PT, whatever the case, behavioral therapy. And then the rest of the time for that week can be done virtually, like we're going to start right now. Really concerned about the kids that are not getting their therapies, because it's just not possible to do physical therapy, through a camera. And I would assume that most parents are not physical therapists, right? So although you're doing your best at the other end to do everything that the therapist is asking you to do with your child, it's just not the same.
Right.
So
Still need that extra help.
yes, absolutely. I've also requested, for dedicated aides, for the students that have dedicated aides, to either be assigned to the homes. That way there's less people traffic than coming into the building. Those are just solutions that I've posed out there, trying to find the most support for you and for your child. But one voice does not have as much impact as the voice of the parents. So you are more likely to get the results that we seek if you're the one asking directly than me just being a principal of the school asking the mayor to make that decision. So, if you can, please get with your ANC. I know that she has a website. Let me see. I can put the website in the chat. Let me.
Yeah, that will help.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Let me just look it up. Actually, let me look it up. 1 second, please. All right, so here's her. I'm putting it in the chat right now. Mayor. If you go to her site, mayor.dc.gov, you have the opportunity there's a telephone number all the way at the bottom.
Yeah.
There also, her email address is also at the bottom. And if you're on social media, on Twitter or anything like that, you can contact her using social media as well. I would imagine that maybe calling or emailing might be the fastest way for you to connect with her.
Yeah, email.
Yes. So, any other questions that I can answer for you?
Yeah, I know this might be coming maybe down the road, but is it possible to have, in the event that we don't have that, where maybe the teachers get to welcome the students, or even give them a heads up like a week before, oh, we're coming back, and have the kids have access to that video, so they begin to see that, okay, we are getting ready to maybe in a week, we're hoping to go back to how it was during the spring distance learning. So, remind them, because they like to hear and see the teachers on screen. It prompts them up. And if that's not the case, even the meetings that you've been having yourself, if it's possible to share it to them, like I can tell Amarachi, I say, look, we'll be having meeting with principals, and then this is it. Can you take a look at it? That will begin to get our mind reset to, what is coming ahead.
So the videos that I shared are on our website, and I am recording this video. Excuse me, I didn't remember to record the one from last week, but I can post that on our school website as well. I love that idea. Thank you, Mr. Ahaneku. I will ask the teachers and the classroom teams that will be working with the children to create a video welcoming the kids back, calling out their names, and just being excited about getting them started and letting the kids know school starts August 31st, so be ready and just kind of get them, going for the school year. So thank you for that suggestion. I really like that.
Sure.
All right. Any other questions?
Not at the moment from me.
Thank you for sharing. I really, really appreciate. And thank you all for joining me. Next week, we're going to go over your child's daily schedule more closely. You'll also be getting a copy from the district with a breakout. It is required that I create a learning schedule that covers the 6.5 hours of time that the students are in school. But I am fully aware that you might not be able to adhere to what's on that piece of paper. So I'm also going to give guidance next week on how to create a virtual learning plan that fits your needs and your child's needs. I am not a proponent of a child sitting in front of the computer for 6.5 hours. I don't like to sit in front of a computer for 6.5 hours. As you can see, my wrists are burning up just from doing this all day, right? So we can talk about it. We can identify when is the best learning time for your child. Is it in the morning? Is it in the afternoon? Is it in the middle of the day? And we can kind of adjust the child's master schedule so that we can get the most benefit out of their learning. So that is the topic that we are going to cover next week. So if you can, please join me next week at 12. I will definitely reach out to check on the technology, check on the assistive technology, ask the teachers to create the videos. And Ms. Nosa, I will ask Ms. Akani to contact you so that you can set up a schedule with her.
Thank you.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
All a great weekend.
Thank you.
Sure, you too.
I'll see you all next week.
Bye.
All right. Have a great day.
Have a good weekend.
Very good.
Bye, Abdullah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.